continue with a session named Reinvented for Buildings. Of course, we're standing in buildings every day, right? We're in a building right now. I'm not talking about this white cube here. I'm talking about the whole building we're in. But have you ever thought about how AI can reinvent buildings?
Buildings today are complex ecosystems. Countless technologies operate within them, often side by side, but not truly connected. Each sector brings its own requirements, systems, and processes. The result: fragmented operations, reactive decisions, and untapped potential. But this is changing. Data, connectivity, and artificial intelligence are redefining what buildings can be. No longer static assets, they are becoming intelligent environments, able to sense, learn, adapt, and anticipate. This marks the decisive shift from simple reaction to proactive anticipation. At Bosch Building Technologies, we bring the physical and digital worlds together. We link systems, sensors, and services, turning distributed data into a shared foundation for the entire building lifecycle, from planning and implementation to operation, optimization, and future digital services. We create buildings that think ahead, adapting to people's needs, continuously improving and bringing data, technology, and human expertise together to generate new, connected value. This future is already tangible. We provide the transparency our customers need for strategic decisions and create intelligent environments that increase efficiency, conserve resources, and improve performance. Maintenance can be planned before issues arise. Rooms can prepare themselves for the next meeting. Service teams have the right solutions at hand as they are provided with precise insights. The experience becomes smoother, smarter, and simpler for operators, service teams, and users alike. Faster processes, lower operating costs, longer system life cycles, and more sustainable use of resources are all measurable benefits. At the same time, this lays the foundation for new data-driven services and business models. At Bosch Building Technologies, we are shaping the future of buildings as intelligent service systems. We are not just looking at the future, we are building it.
So, who are we? So, it's myself. I'm responsible for the service business within Building Technologies, and in the same time also CTO for Europe. And with me on stage are Andreas Mauer and Sebastian Vierschilling. They can briefly introduce themselves.
Hello, BCW. I can promise you this video has audio because it was just come out of the oven yesterday. But we rolled it once, so it has video. Andreas, I'm the chief architect of Bosch Building Technologies, and this is my friend Sebastian.
Yes, hello everyone. Glad to be here, and thanks for Bosch BT to invite us to join here the stage. I'm here from Autodesk, a partner of Robert Bosch. And I would like to also introduce you who is Autodesk, because I guess many of you have not known us before, and how to best introduce a company by showing you what our customers are doing with our software.
Hopefully with sound this time.
No.
Also not. So sound is gone somehow in the technique. Is it working without sound? Sorry for that, guys. Do you want to say a bit of words, what we see here, Sebastian?
Yeah. So actually what you're seeing here is all software related. So we are a San Francisco-based software company who has more than 200 products serving 3 industry verticals. What you can see obviously in here is media and entertainment. So more or less every series you're watching on Netflix, Amazon or something, parts of our software are in there. Video games. But we are also very strong in design and manufacturing, classical CAD, CAM, and PLM. And last but not least, AEC. We are the #1 software provider for building design, building operations, which is also the place where we collaborate together with our friends from Bosch Building Technology. You see here various of our customers, various of products. We are worldwide, about 14,000 people, supporting tens of thousands of different customers. globally, and we are very proud and happy to show that we are in many different projects. You see large scale from telescopes to very small gears and parts into the machineries, and a lot of animations we try to bring to life. So that's what we are doing, and we are very proud and happy to be here together with our friends from Bosch BT.
Thanks, Sebastian. So, most of you know building technologies quite well, I think. We have partners here, we have colleagues here, and friends of the BCW. So, just in a nutshell, for the ones who don't know BT well, around 9,000 employees work for more than 130,000 customers globally. Our customer base is quite diverse. So, we have customers in the hospital industry, we have customers in finance and banking, but also data centers are our customers that are consuming our technology, as well as military operation sites. So it's quite a big bunch of different requests that we have to fulfill. We deliver, what do? We deliver tailored solutions that make buildings more comfortable, more safe, and more efficient. So we do this, for example, by fire alarming systems and also evacuation, also intrusion prevention or energy management. This is our core portfolio. So when you look on the life cycle that we are serving buildings from the very beginning, when they are designed, to the very end of a building. Our focus at the moment is on install and configure buildings with our devices and our technology, to operate them, and at the end to maintain them. This is where we focus on. When we talk about digital, it's our target to capture data of a building, of the customer that is living in this building from the very beginning, and make this data available downstream the complete value chain, to take this data and add them with services, for example, or to think also about upsell and cross-sell potential. So data from the very, very beginning is our core asset for our business model. For example, the installed base. So what kind of devices are in? Because we are an agnostic player, though this means, beside fire products, we are using products of a lot of different camera providers, video providers, intrusion system providers. So this is our key, that we know what we install. So I'm changing roles now. I'm now a customer of building technologies, because I want to bring now theory to practice, what we really mean when we connect digital with physical and AI. So let's assume I'm responsible in Nordlicht AG for facility management for building. We want to build a new building with around 30 square meters, and we want to have an alarm system combined with evacuation. And for me, it's important as a customer that this building is very well prepared for digitization and is secure in regards to cybersecurity. So what we do usually as a customer, we send out tenders to people like Building Technologies, to Siemens, and so on. And this is how this very simple looks like. I send out these and hand this over to Building Technologies. What I also usually do, because Building Technology is planning now the fire alarm system, I hand over 2D plans, so pure architectural plans. And now I wait mostly a lot of time what I get back. And let's see what comes back now, and what does BT with these kind of tender for me as customer.
So Anja, thank you for your lovely tender request. So, some people call this tenders, others call it request for proposal. It's at the end of the day, a customer has a site like this, and he wants to have a fire alarm system, because he needs to have one. And usually what we have today, that is up until now, we only have the business planner and team. So it's a bunch of people that are exercising now that requirement specification to dimension, design, and plan a full-fledged fire alarm system, for instance. And that is a very labor-intense job. And depending upon the size of the site, it can take days, weeks, months. And it's a pre-up investment that we have to do before we even know that a customer is going to order it from us. That was up until now. What you see here is the business context. We now give our business planner a digital companion on the site. We call those agents, I guess. And we call our agent the system planner co-pilot. So it's a co-pilot. There's still the pilot is the business planner. And now what you will see is we go and fish these tenders from publicly available portals and put them into a building project repository. So that's the crowning truths of all information models that we need to process, from requirement documents to the 2D plans that you saw. And you can imagine, to dimension, design, and plan a fire alarm system for such a site here, 2D is not enough. So we need to have the full-fledged 3D topological semantic meaning of that kind of building, so that we can fully design a fire alarm system according to regulations. So that's our IP, and we put this now into digital standards, and we have a bunch of intelligent automation agents that will now go and process the process chain that you will see. So this is our conveyor belt of the System Planner Copilot. And the first thing that we need to do is we need to score that tender request. Is that a business we want to go and do, or is that something we are not interested in? If that KPI goes green, then the next thing is we creating a full-fledged bill of material. So we go and fish product catalog information of master data management systems, and the agents have the domain expertise grounded on ontological semantic knowledge graphs, of course, because without semantic meaning, your data are useless. Yeah. So, and that is what we do. So now we have that bill of material created that says you need, I don't know, 1,225 fire detectors. You have to have 10 LSN buses and maybe 5 fire alarm panels, just to make a few of those up. Now, the problem is we only have 2D models and we only have Word or PDF text. So how do you now dimension and design a fire alarm system for that real physical space if you only have 2D informations? This is, Sebastian, your job to explain us, how do we get there?
Yes, super happy to help there. So we, with a lot of experience in the AEC industry, prepared exactly for this case. So exactly at this stage, our platform comes in. So Autodesk started in 2015 already to emphasize that we need to go digital cloud native as a company. So we built for our 3 industry verticals 3 different platforms. It's the Autodesk Fusion platform for D&M users, it's the Autodesk Forma users for AEC customers, and the Autodesk Flow for M&E customers. What is specific on there is that we started already 10 years ago to underlay all of our platforms with a data model, which are now the foundations for all of the semantic reasoning that Andreas needs for his understanding. And all of this is available via our platform services, which are open REST APIs, which allow you to connect our services with our platforms, but also leverage it as part of your platform. And this is what we have done here. So if we look into more detail, the data model works as part of our cloud data management platform, which in this case is Autodesk Forma Data Management. The API connects also as well to our authoring tools like AutoCAD, which is very known, but also Revit, which is right now the state-of-the-art software tool to plan buildings. So how do we bring it from a 2D AutoCAD into a 3D? Okay, let's have a look. So we take the 2D sheets, and you have normally 1 sheet per floor. We take these sheets and we analyze them with object recognition algorithms to identify which parts of the drawing are walls, outside, exterior walls, inside walls, doors, windows, like equipment, and also ceilings, doors, and stairs. And then we go in and we go back to the modeling software, which is Revit, and automatically re-emphasize the structure, going level by level and first designing our level heights, then going in and create walls, exterior walls, interior walls, putting in the equipment, doors, windows, steps, and then in the end place the ceiling, and then repeat this step by step until we have reached all of the different floors. In the end then, we save these as a new 3D model, which is then correlated and exported to our cloud platform, which makes it accessible for Andreas and team. To give you an understanding, modeling such a complex building takes many hours, sometimes weeks of work from a manual planner, which makes it very exhaustive, and today not a process which people like to take because it's just commercially not valuable. We tested these processes with some models from Bosch BT, and we came up to run this one in less than an hour. And this is how it looks like. This is our offering software, Revit. You can see here our different layers as they are placed in here, and then our code automatically creating, as shown before, walls, doors, windows, stairs, and the ceilings coming up to there. Nevertheless, we are talking here about a complex operation because the inaccuracy we have in a 2D plan in comparison to a 3D one needs further additional information. So for example, for the wall heights, we just take an assumption as long as we don't have a side view. Though also parts like here, the anchors, which are maybe round or rectangular, this is something we need to take as an assumption. But there also the business planner as a co-pilot comes still into place because he can then take the manual adjustments and by prompting and saying, hey, please adjust the wall height to what we need, please adjust the roofing as we need it, to then get the last, let's say, 5 to 10%, which the 2D plans do not create as an information, to make the model as accurate as possible and needed for Bosch BT. And as we will see here in a second, we come, in this example, very close to the actual building, which is this one. So, Andreas, does this help you?
This is fantastic, beautiful stuff. So think of this is really huge because we now have standardized and nearly autonomously optimized the process of transforming 2D into 3D BIM models, which are semantically enriched. So you exactly know this is the first floor, this is room 25, there's a staircase, there's a parking garage. All of these is now fully digitalized and standardized and semantically enriched. And this is the foundation, of course, that we then need to finalize that tender process. So we have the system design, now we do packaging all together as an offer creation. And all of those lovely fellows, we give these digital agents, companions, nice faces, right? They are they are assistants, and each assistant uses 1 to n agents. And it's all built on the Microsoft Foundry and the Microsoft Agent Framework technology for those of you who are interested in that. And then we actually send it out, and then we also do retrospective analysis now to see what kind of tenders did we won, which tenders did we lose, for what reason, for what purpose, in what region, in what vertical, airports, hospitals, and so on and so forth. So, and then of course we have a lovely digital service suite, goes by the name Nexospace, where we also automatically packaging our IoT business service products in, like the fire system analyzer, and give this all out to the customer and look at the details. The marketplace tells the customer you have 47 hours left and you get a discount, right? So you better hurry up. We want to stimulate the customer a little bit here, right? So, and then of course...
Wait, Andreas, I'm convinced now.
Yeah.
So
you're convinced?
I'm convinced.
You want to have it?
take this tender.
Okay.
So I want to give you my okay to build this for us because this really convinced me. I'm a customer SBT, got this now very, very fast. So I'm still waiting for the Siemens guys that they sent this over to me. I already got it. So this is really cool. And what's also cool, Andreas, what none of the competitors from Bosch Building Technologies delivered is a 3D digital twin. This is what I can use now also for more services, might be I do with building technologies or with others. That's really cool. I have this now, and I'm also might be willing to pay a bit for this digital twin model that I now have as a customer. So thank you for that.
That's cool.
So please do this offer for us and say me what's next now.
What's next? Yeah, interesting, because we have now this baseline of the 3D models and all of the semantics and the topological kind of context established. We can now go into the next co-pilot in our co-pilot family. We call that the provisioning and installation co-pilot. So now think of that. The equipment needs to be ordered, needs to be shipped to the site. Customer service technician needs to be scheduled and come to the customer site, install it, configure it, and bring it into operation. And all of this is now being assisted by a digital twin in the cloud and augmented reality applications on mobile devices, so that the service technician exactly knows where to install what. And you probably also know the fact that there was that lovely architect that designed something, and then you go into the building and you want to install it, and then you find out, oh, there is no ceiling because the kind of original plan changed. So the thing planned versus installed is something that we also now have fully fledged in the closed loop. So we always know how things are really being installed in the physical reality. So this is then also completely automatically in the closed loop reflected in the 3D model. So that's the provisioning and installation, and once that's done, Anja, we go and onboard your lovely, here this is an HVAC system, and this is the BIM model, and now we connect it by the IoT goodness, because IoT is still out there, even, the bandwagon is called Gen AI and AI and blah, blah, but IoT is still there, and then we connect that, and then we establish the knowledge graph based on T-boxes, and for the given site, we established then the A-box, the knowledge graph, right, the topology and the semantic meaning of all of that. So this is now fully automated. This is mind-blowing, friends. This is really changing our industry for good, because we can now also use this entire data model from Autodesk and put these semantic meanings from our domain expertise into the full-fledged 3D BIM model. So that's huge too. And then, of course, what we do by our what we call BTX, which is our entire architectural landscape that we defined, we create a bunch of information agents that can do two-way communication with the equipment on the site, something we call the remote service management interface, to have standardized application communication protocols, and then over the service links, which are edges sitting in the building itself, and then having the IAA agent powered by all of those semantic enriched information in online real time flowing through that, and then we provide our customers digital services, Anja. And that gives you a peace of mind as well, because you always know how your building is really behaving, right? And how the building is doing. Is that something you are interested in now?
I'm totally interested in that, and I think we hopefully, despite the fact that the video didn't work, you got an impression of what we are heading for. So it's really key for me as a customer that I have my building there in a digital format, because I can work with this. In the future, I can interact with my building, with the services offered by Building Technologies or also by third-party providers, because this is also crucial for us. We will not heal the world. It might be they have another system inside, but our system is capable of doing so. And with these data that we retrieve from the very beginning, it's quite easy for me as a customer.
Exactly.
Now I'm changing roles again, and I'm now responsible for, in my role that I have, what you saw just here is also immensely helpful for my service technicians. I have more than 1,000 service technicians in Europe going out and servicing all these things, doing services for that. Think about if they come and they really have it on their mobile device and see, okay, this doesn't work and I can go there because I have a 3D model. At the moment, I'm having thick binders where my service technician spends a lot of time to get where these appliances are. And this is really for us key. So you see at the end what a good partnership between Autodesk and also we as Building Technologies, when you bring these brains together. What we as Building Technology bring in is our domain knowledge, because architectural plans bringing in 3D is nothing when you don't have the domain knowledge. So bringing these things together is really a win, and for us and our customers, I would say it's a very, very good foundation for all that we need in the future, for all the services that we will do then in addition to what we currently have.
Yes, I think, Anja, you had a good point here, because you said architecture, right? We have this entire Nexus-based solution architecture that you also find in the internet. This is actually the entire stack that we are using, and now Anja also said that we are now enhancing this for remote service excellence, because we have the topology, we have standard connectivity by RSMI links and the edges. We even commoditize the edges now, and we standardize the domain-specific workloads into software-defined workloads. So think of GitOps, you define your desired state for that building, and then you have an intelligent edge that will go and fish the software-defined workload from the sky and will automatically actually install and deploy that workload in containers at the edge. So that's just huge. And because we have this also on a platform plateau, our core foundation services, as we call them, we have a bunch of APIs where we, of course, build applications and IoT business service products on, but we can also offer that to, you heard maybe citizens, developers, that can also then go and work against that API surface. So very rich what we have created here over the last years. And finally, that gives you that, that peace of mind, and I know what you think now. We have agents everywhere, right? We have digital companions. Why on earth does a human being still want to have that single pane of glass? Because they're humans. They like to see, they like to feel, they like to envision, right? And that is still important to have that. But it's all driven by the agentic systems in the background. So they will automatically, autonomously work out intelligently what certain things in a commercial building mean at a certain moment in time. For instance, for unnecessary energy consumption, things like heating and cooling at the same time, which is a bad idea in terms of energy perspectives. But they are happening in these commercial buildings because there is no one in real time that cares about the operations in commercial building systems. And that is something that we now do fully autonomously. And as a concept we call domain expert insight models, which is the pattern that we have. That is the combination of knowledge graphs, semantic time series with histories, so you can actually reasoning anomaly detection-wise. And then, of course, we have a bunch of agents which are educated, not just large language model empowered agents, but also computer vision agents, and also other AI methodologies which are still around, right? And make no mistakes about it, Gen AI is just probabilistic vector algebra. It's no miracle, because people always do like DAI as if it would be, you know, a new species coming maybe from a different planet. It's not, it's just mathematics. And then we actually have created a open building service reference, which is a white paper you can go and download, where Autodesk and us as Bosch Building Technology, we have written down this entire process of what you just saw. You will find our system planner, or our Copilot family, the system planner Copilot. You will find the remote service management interface idea. You will find all of what I just said together with Anja and Sebastian in that white paper. Go and fish it. It's 45 pages heavy, but it's really goodness in there, and it standardizes really our commercial industry. That's why we call it the open building service reference, because we want to standardize the commercial building industry Wild West. We want to get a little bit of civilization in that. So yeah, that's it. And then we are also at the booth, I guess.
Yeah. So thanks, Andreas and Sebastian. I hope you got a feeling from where we are heading to, combining the physical world with the digital world and putting AI on it. Hopefully it's now really understandable, grabbable for you in the building context. Happy to exchange with all of you. Thanks for attention, and have a good cup of coffee now. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.